Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled amidst a dense forest, lived a young girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She was known for her bright red hooded cape, which she wore everywhere. Little Red Riding Hood loved to visit her grandmother, who lived on the other side of the forest. One sunny morning, Little Red Riding Hood's mother called out to her, "Little Red, dear, your grandmother isn't feeling well. Take this basket of goodies to her." In the basket, there were delicious cakes, fruits, and a jar of honey. Little Red Riding Hood happily skipped into the forest, humming a tune. She promised her mother she would stay on the path and not talk to strangers. As she wandered deeper into the woods, she met a charming wolf who was fascinated by her red cape. "Where are you going, Little Red Riding Hood?" he asked with a sly smile. She innocently replied, "To my grandmother's house, sir. She is not well." The wolf, with mischief in his eyes, hatched a plan. He suggested a shortcut through the densest part of the forest, while secretly racing ahead to grandmother's cottage. Arriving first, the wolf knocked on grandmother's door, pretending to be Little Red Riding Hood. "Come in, dear," called grandmother from her bed. The wolf swiftly gobbled her up and donned her nightcap and glasses. Meanwhile, Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the cottage. "Suspicious," she asked grandmother, "what big ears you have." The wolf replied, "The better to hear you with, my dear." Little Red Riding Hood noticed more oddities. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have." The wolf countered, "The better to see you with, my dear." Finally, Little Red Riding Hood exclaimed, "Grandmother, what big teeth you have." The wolf leaped out of bed, but before he could pounce, a woodsman burst through the door and rescued them. Little Red Riding Hood learned a valuable lesson about trusting strangers and the importance of staying on the path. From that day on, she never strayed again and always listened to her mother's advice. And so, with the wolf defeated and grandmother safe, Little Red Riding Hood returned home, wiser and more cautious than before.